Hi all, I'm Chetan. Welcome to Getting Started with AWS series. So in this series, we will be starting with very basics, right from how to set up AWS account. Uh, However, I would strongly recommend that you also look at the video introduction to AWS services on my channel because it gives you very high level overview of how AWS works and how different AWS services relates to each other. So it would definitely help you understand the AWS services in much better way. So in order to create your AWS account, what you need is email address, mobile number, billing address, and valid debit card and credit card or credit card number. This is because when you sign up for the first time, AWS also charges either $1 or ₹2 based on your location, and that authorization money would be reverted back to your account after the verification. So high level steps to create AWS account would be this. You need to go to aws.amazon.com and then you have to fill all the form details. You have to provide your card information, and that's it. You can set up your AWS account straight away. So let's see how to do that. I'm going to the Chrome browser. I will open incognito because I already have another account. So let me go to aws.amazon.com and you will see there is a tab create new AWS account. Provide all the details. So I already have one new email ID, AWS Training Center Demo @gmail.com. Provide a good password and unique account name. So I'm giving AWS Training Center Demo. It need not be same as your email ID, but it should be unique because then you can really log into your AWS account just by remembering this. Okay, so you will get this screen now. Uh, it asks whether the account needs to be professional or personal. Now, if you're creating it for self-learning, obviously it should be personal. If you are creating it for your organization, it should be professional. So I'm setting up personal here. You should give a full name. So I can give AWS Training Center and my phone number. Now I am located in India, so I'll select geography as India. Now one thing to understand here that AWS has two different billing entities. One is for accounts within India, which is run under AISPL, and one the rest of the countries are covered under AWS Inc., where the billing happens in the dollar. This is because the Indian laws and regulations. So my address is in India, so I can provide that. So I can say Pune, city as Pune, my province, and pin code. So click agreement and create account and continue. Now on this slide you need to provide a valid credit card information, so make sure you have it. So one thing to understand, you can use my existing address. Also there is an option if you have PAN or not. You can select yes or no based on whether you want to provide that information. So I'm not going to fill this. I'll pause this video and get to the next screen by filling this in a backend. I don't want to reveal my credit card information. Okay, I provided my credit card details, and it also asked me to authorize the payment of ₹2 because I created it inside AISPL account. If it is outside it, it will ask you to pay $1 USD. And after the verification, I'm on this screen where I need to confirm my identity. I need to provide my mobile number and provide the security code. Send SMS. I got an SMS. I should be getting the SMS, and yes, I got it. So that's the code I'm entering. Okay, so my identity has been successfully verified. and then I need to select a support plan. Now obviously, as we are doing this for learning, the support plan should be free, but enterprises may go with the developer or a business plan, so I'm selecting my free plan. Okay, that's it, guys. I mean, that's as simple as that. Your AWS account has been created. If you want to provide some personalized information to AWS, you can do that, or you can skip it. So next step would always to check if our account has been set up properly or not. So go with sign into the AWS console. Now understand that what email ID that we have provided, it's a root user for this AWS account. Root user is an owner of the AWS account. So as of now, we don't have IAM users, and we are going to see that in next lecture how to create IAM users and how to set up the permissions for the IAM user. So as of now, what you need to do is to use your email ID that you use for your AWS account. So I'm using that. Okay, the account that does not exist. Let me see if I made any error. Okay, there is a typo. Okay, I'll provide my password and sign in. So you can see I am into the AWS console, and on the right side you can see my username, and there is a region. So as you might have seen in the earlier video, we can use all possible AWS regions for us. Just let me go to North Virginia. This is the region where typically billing is handled, and I just want to make sure everything is set up properly. So I'm just going to EC2 service and verify my access. Okay, so that's what I wanted to come to. It says that your sign up has almost complete, but it may take up to 24 hours to fully activate the service. So no worries, if you also get this screen, wait for typically 1 or 2 hours, it gets activated. If it does not, then you can again go to your registration process. Maybe you have missed some information, or your card has not been really charged for 2 rupees or $1. In that case, you will see this screen. So I'm going to wait for some time, and then I'll again show you if I did anything different or it was done automatically. Okay, so you need to wait for some time. For me, it took around half an hour for account to be fully activated. So let me again go back to aws.amazon.com and sign into the console. And now I go back to EC2. And you can see, I can see this dashboard. So if you see this dashboard, that means your account has been verified and you are able to log into AWS console. So that's it. If you could come up to this stage, that means your account has been verified. Now in the next set of videos, we will look at the more things, how to set up your AWS account to make sure that you get billing alerts, how to create AWS users for yourself, and also how to browse through AWS console. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned.